How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am so glad that you're here. I feel like we're going to have a really dope conversation.
Me too.
Thank you so much for stopping by. How's everything going with you?
Of course.
Of course.
Everything's going great. It's been amazing. We're really excited. We just dropped a new music video last night for Unfinished Business, and we have the EP coming in a few weeks, so we're really excited.
How excited are you that it's out in the open and everybody can see it and comment on it? How does that feel?
So exciting. I mean, the whole process of the video, that was really my first real, full crew and everything. And we went to Chicago. We flew there for a day, and it was just the most surreal experience of being able to see something, be brought to life. And it went way better than I ever could have expected.
Now, are you one of those people that's on the journey every step of the way? You're doing the treatment, you're picking out the people that's going to be around you and things of the like?
So yes, I usually am, but for this one, actually, we had an amazing director who came with the treatment, and we were just like, wow, this is amazing. And we sent back reference photos and kind of worked through it and said what we liked, what we didn't like, and as far as makeup, hair, and all of that stuff, I picked, and we kind of talked together. So it was a joint effort, but they killed it.
That has to be such a really good feeling for a song that you write, right?
Yeah.
And have it come to life in video form.
Oh, it's so crazy because it's also, I feel like, when you're doing the takes, and it was really cool about this video is we filmed the whole entire thing in 4 speed, so it was so fast.
You said 4 speed?
Yeah, so it was 4 so the whole time. So I had to be so fast when we were doing it because then he slowed it down. And even just doing it, the different motions, really be able to understand what I felt for each of the things and the lyrics and the songs, and being able to put it into a video was so cool. And just watching it, and there was other people in the video to really show the story, and it was incredible. Even watching it, for me it was surreal.
Are you low key on control freak or no?
With what?
With just everything, your music, the videos, and the things.
I don't think I'm a control freak because I think I more just will go with what feels right. And I think I like to be involved in everything. I think if anything, I'm a releasing too much freak. Because, I want to drop 4 albums next year. I write 12 songs a week. So
do you?
Yeah. So I think that's kind of more on my end of if there's any kind of freakness.
That's what you're doing.
Yes.
I'm a creative freak.
Yeah, I'm definitely that in arts and crafts. I just need to be creative 24/7.
Can you build your own mantle or something like that?
I bedazzle everything.
Can you really?
I'm serious.
Wait, hold on. I'm really intrigued by you saying that you can do 12 songs in a week. What are some of the things that you're writing about when you're writing 12 songs?
I'm honestly for all usually the same ex.
Really? He gave you that much material.
It was so much, and I'm so thankful for him for it. But yeah, I mean, it's really all the same thing, and I think something for me, it's I have a very strong work ethic and drive, and that's something that's been instilled in me at a very young age. I mean, I went to college. I graduated a year early with straight A's. I got a marketing business degree, and I think I'm used to just I go crazy if I'm not working all the time. And so whether it's songs, I love sessions, and I write really fast. So I think that's one of it. Unfinished Business, we wrote in 15 minutes. That was the craziest thing, and I knew right away. I was like, this song is special. And I think now, because I write so many songs a week, I'm able to kind of tell, okay, which songs do I really feel good about, and what, if obviously you write, not every single song you write is going to be amazing. But I think I just love collaborating with other people too, and being able to be in the room, and, I love meeting new people. That's probably one of my favorite things in life.
Right.
Connecting with people and just, hey, let's sit down. Okay, what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? And because you really get into it in sessions, and it's been such a pleasure collaborating and working with people. And yeah, my ex probably has. I'm so specific. And
do we name him out specifically?
Is his name out there?
Yeah, no, in the song, are you saying Brandon, you did blah blah blah?
We have one song that is an ex, yes, but not the one that most of them are about. No, his name I couldn't even put anywhere because it wouldn't sound good in the song.
Oh, I was about to say, it has to really suck to be on the other end of life.
I can't even imagine. And it's so funny because I can't imagine having songs I would hate that. I would really hate that. But at the end of the day, I think there was a long time where the songs were, I think, specifically about situations, and I think now, because writing my songs, that's what I was able to get over it. And it was my hardest, most toxic, hardest relationship where I grew the most. And now, instead of looking back at more writing about him as a person, it's more writing about the situation and kind of the idea of what it was, and what I fell for and what I didn't fall for, and what were the problems, and kind of looking at it from a different specific rather than just a specific person. And I think there's certain things in relationships where sometimes I'll have a song and the first verse is about one ex and the second pre is about like there's things that just stem from different relationships, but it all sounds the same.
So when you're looking back at these situations, right, you're talking about, these exes, these certain, I guess, situations that they put you in. Listening back, do you ever think to yourself like, ugh, I probably shouldn't have said that. What is his mama going to think when he hears that? You know what I'm saying?
No.
So there's no consequences.
I think for me, I love to be vulnerable, and however it is, I'll say it. So it's like, even if I messed up and I'm like, okay, I was upset, or I was the one who couldn't move on, or he left me for this person, I have no problem just being brutally honest and being like, look, this is what happens. Because for me, I think that's something that honesty is like my biggest thing in anything in a relationship of value. And I think it's really special, and that's what I've always resonated with when I hear other artists doing songs and writing, and you really hear their story of how it happened. So, there's definitely times where I'm like, oh, that's pretty specific, but my ex, he already knows, I'm sure, that I talk about it, and I'm like, right. You know what, people are gonna relate to it. Like, yes, this happens, but I don't think there's anything too specific where it's a problem.
Do you give them a heads up or no?
No. So
first time they hearing it, they pop on your song.
But I'm also on very good terms with all, so it's not like it was like this horrible thing and it's they hate it. But no, I think they're also very they're understanding, and I don't think it's a big issue in their life.
Listen, you were definitely more ballsy than me. Well, not necessarily. I'm a petty Pisces, so I definitely get.
When's your birthday?
When is your birthday?
When's
Are
yours?
You a Pisces?
I'm a Pisces.
February 27th.
March 15th.
Oh, he's a Pisces too.
What day?
When's your birthday? February what? 29th? 20th. February 20th.
I'm Pisces all over.
Yeah. So now that you said that, I totally get it. And you probably don't care at all how
I'm just like,
they feel.
Look, you did it. It happened. I write about it.
And you know what's interesting? I coming from like how people are like, how dare you say this? It's it's literally your story and how you felt and your feelings when you were going through this. So nobody can tell you how you felt about it.
Exactly. So I think that's, and a lot of it, people grow and learn, and I mess up all the time too. And it's about figuring that out, and we'll grow from it and figure it out from there.
Let me tell you, I knew you gave me water sign vibes with the whole I wrote this song about my ex, I wrote this, I don't care how they feel. That is so water signs.
Yeah, it is.
Very
it really
petty
is.
Pisces.
Yeah, I think one time I posted a video on TikTok and I was like, oh, what sign am I? Every single one was Pisces. I was like, I need to stop.
Yeah. If you don't get Pisces, you probably get Cancer. No.
Yep.
Yeah. 100%.
You just know me too well. Yeah.
So, all right, the EP, the title of it, which I was so intrigued by, it's called "How Do I Get Clean?" Why that name?
So we picked that name because honestly, I can't even remember because we wrote that song first, and I was like, wow, this would be such a great name for the EP. And something that I really thought is, there's so many times where you're in relationships and you're trying to get over someone, and it feels absolutely impossible, and it's all you can think about. And so we kind of thought of doing a little innuendo with those two things, and just, but instead it's to relationships and, thoughts of that, or, having someone, maybe you get addicted to the fact of you wanting them back, or you hoping that you're going to be good enough for them. And I think, with relationships, there can come so many depressions and all these things that people will go into. And, it can be really hard for people, and it can really change people's lives. And I think, at first we're like, how are we going to do this? And we obviously want to be respectful in any way we can do this. And I think at the end of the day, we had written that song, and that tag, it just came in the session. We're like, oh, how do I get clean after the chorus and the words. And, I wrote that about an ex who it took me probably 4 years to get over.
You know what's interesting? Matter what. I feel like it's almost like a drug, and you almost go through withdrawals.
Exactly.
So it's like
how do you get exactly
right?
And it's like, and that was why. And I think that's exactly what it is. It's like when you have an addiction to anything, it's like you have those withdrawals and you have those feelings and you have those keep coming back and forth. And I think in a relationship, that's something that I had experienced a lot with an ex, where I thought I was never going to get over them. And it's like the smallest little thing, a text or someone saying their name, would bring you right back into the whole entire thing. So we thought it was a really fun way to bring it all together, and it's one of my favorite songs on the EP.
I gotta say, I really like the play on words, just for the breakdown that we just did a couple of minutes ago, because getting out of a relationship does feel like
it's horrible.
Right. It doesn't feel good at all.
Yeah.
So you dropped the music video. I'm sure fans have a lot to say about it.
Yes.
What are they saying?
They were really happy with that one. That's our song, actually, that's out of the ones that we've released for this EP that's been doing really well right now, and they just loved it. They thought it was really cool. We dropped an acoustic version of the song, I think a week ago. So it was really cool for them to have another visual asset because I haven't really done. I think the coolest thing about this one was there was a full story with the video. It wasn't just like a visualizer. So they absolutely loved it, and there were some really fun scenes, and they were really excited to be getting it.
I love that. Tell me about Unfinished Business.
Unfinished Business. So that was about what it's about, or
yeah. How did it come about? What is it about?
So I had just gone through a breakup, and sometimes when I write titles, I have an ongoing notes that has like hundreds of titles, and I had written down we got unfinished business, and it was in a time where I was going through a breakup, and I was realizing I was like sometimes you don't get the closure that you need, and there's that unfinished business. And I remember we went into the session, and I was with my friend Jason and Alex, who are, some really close collaborators of mine. And in 15 minutes, we wrote the whole entire song. And it literally just spilled out. And I was like...
Is it like word vomit?
Yeah, it's usually just like a freestyle thing. We'll get melodies, and we're like, that's it.
Okay.
And I remember we almost made it. Next week would be 3 years. It was very real and honest. And we kind of just said it. And I was like, let's just try that. And that ended up just being one of my favorite songs. And I remember going home and the whole car ride, which was the first, I listened to the song the whole entire car ride over and over and over again. And I was like, this is going to be a really special song to me. And yeah, seeing it, it's so funny because if you listen to the demo, which I swore was the way to go, and you listen to it now, like it changed so much. And I think that's what's so beautiful too, is seeing songs, take so many different molds from demo phase to what it actually ends up being. And I could not have been happier with how that one turned out.
Do you think it's the difference in the passion in your voice when you're singing it from then to then, or no?
No, I don't think it's more I mean, I think for me, what I really like to do is when I first listen to a song or when I first write a song, I will listen to it a lot. So I actually I don't need to look at the words because I think then I can really feel it. So I think, yes, there's definitely a passion thing there. But I think with that one, it was just... That was one of my first songs, I think, before I had been doing a lot more pop punk kind of vibe and dealing with that. And that was my first real, ballad. And I remember, talking to my team, we're like, we just had a ballad go viral on TikTok. I was like, thank goodness, because this is my favorite thing to do. And I think what I love about that track is it's so big and it's so powerful and anthemic, but it's also so open and there's just the vocals, for a lot of the parts. And the pre's, was always everyone's favorite part. And we got a little vocoder moment in there that's really tucked in there. And I think, yeah, passion for sure, and also just really believing in something. And that was a song that I really believed in.
That's great. Let us know, what are you working on next?
Music-wise, we have an EP that's coming out, obviously, as singles, and then an album next year.
Why'd you look over there?
Because I was like, I can say that.
I notice everything, especially during an interview. I'm like, all right, is she supposed to say this?
Yeah,
or is she not
I can say it.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of music next year, which is really exciting. And yeah, we already have some plans.
And hopefully we can look forward to the 4 albums that you want to do next year.
100%. If my team lets me, I'm right there.
I am thinking about it, and what's interesting, before I knew you were a Pisces,
and on Friday,
I was like,
I'm playing at the Pride Fest, which I'm really excited
nice!
about. Yeah, so I'm super excited about that.
Let me tell you, you are hustling, and I think that's just the water sign worth ethic that we have.
You have to.
We are hustlers.
But it doesn't even feel like that because I love it. I tell my whole time, I'm like, I don't want one day off. I truly, more than anything, I love my life.
Let me tell you, when you're on vacation, you probably are bored out of your mind, right?
I want to write. That's all I want to do. I'm on the airplane, on my computer, trying to write in headphones. I love it. I mean, I wrote my first song when I was 5. I've been doing this. It's been a passion of mine for as long as I can remember.
I mean, listen, when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
Neriah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.